The transmission came through on all frequencies. Every ship in the Terran exploration fleet received it at the same moment. Captain Sarah Chun stood on the bridge of the TSS Wanderer and watched the massive alien vessel appear on her screen. It was shaped like a black pyramid, covered in strange glowing symbols that pulsed with purple light. The ship was enormous, easily 5 times the size of her own vessel. "Unknown vessel," the alien voice boomed through the speakers. "You have entered the sacred space of the Eternal Dominion. We are the rulers of 10,000 star systems. We have conquered 1,000,000 worlds. Our empire has existed for 50,000 of your Earth years. Prepare to submit to our supreme authority or face complete destruction." Captain Chun raised an eyebrow. She looked at her first officer, Commander James Rodriguez, who was already smiling. The entire bridge crew seemed to be fighting back grins. "They sound serious," Rodriguez said, his voice shaking slightly with suppressed laughter. "Very serious," Chun agreed. She pressed the communication button. "Eternal Dominion vessel, this is Captain Sarah Chun of the Terran spaceship Wanderer. We are a peaceful exploration vessel. We mean you no harm. However, we would like to ask a few questions before we discuss any submission." There was a pause. Then the alien voice returned, sounding confused. "Questions? You wish to ask questions? No species has ever asked questions before. They simply submit or die." Chum nodded slowly. "Right. Well, we Terrans like to ask questions. First question. You mentioned you have existed for 50,000 years. In all that time, what is your most advanced weapon?" The alien voice grew proud. "Our most advanced weapon is the Plasma Devastator. It fires concentrated plasma at temperatures of 5,000 degrees. Nothing can survive its touch. Entire cities have been reduced to ash by its power." The bridge crew of the Wanderer exchanged looks. Lieutenant Kim Park, the weapons officer, actually snorted. Chung gave her a warning look, but her own lips were twitching. 5,000 degrees, Chun repeated. "That is very impressive." Second question. How fast can your ships travel? "Our magnificent vessels can travel at 3 times the speed of light," the alien announced proudly. "We cross entire star systems in mere weeks. No empire can match our speed." Commander Rodriguez buried his face in his hands. His shoulders were shaking. Chun kicked him gently under the console. 3 times light speed. Remarkable. Final question. What is your ground combat strategy? The alien paused, as if confused by the question. Ground combat strategy? We land our warriors in vast numbers. Our soldiers wear armor made of reinforced metals. They carry plasma rifles and energy swords. They march in perfect formation and crush all resistance through superior numbers and discipline. That was when Lieutenant Park lost control. She burst out laughing. The sound echoed through the bridge. Within seconds, the entire crew was laughing. Rodriguez was wiping tears from his eyes. Even the normally stoic Chief Engineer Martinez was doubled over his console. "Why are you making those sounds?" The alien demanded. "This is not submission. This is not fear. What is happening?" Captain Chun took a deep breath, trying to control herself. "I apologize, Eternal Dominion. Please give us a moment." She muted the communication channel and let herself laugh. It felt good. It felt really good. After 2 minutes, the bridge crew finally managed to calm down. "Okay," Chun said, still grinning. "Rodriguez, explain to them why we are laughing." Rodriguez cleared his throat and unmuted the channel. "Eternal Dominion vessel, we mean no disrespect. But we need to explain something. Your plasma weapon fires at 5,000 degrees. Our standard point defense lasers operate at 15 million degrees. Our main cannons fire concentrated antimatter. We do not measure their temperature because the concept does not really apply when you are erasing matter from existence." That was silence from the alien ship. Rodriguez continued. "Your ships travel at 3 times light speed. Impressive for 50,000 years ago, I suppose. Our exploration vessels, which are our slowest ships, travel at 500 times light speed. Our military vessels travel at 2,000 times light speed. Our fastest courier ships can cross the galaxy in 3 days. More silence. As for your ground combat tactics, Rodriguez said, now barely containing his amusement, marching in formation with energy swords is very beautiful, very dramatic. We stopped doing that about 400 years ago when we invented guided missiles, autonomous drones, orbital bombardment, and power armor that makes your soldiers look like they are wearing paper. The alien voice returned, but it sounded different now. Uncertain. You are lying. No species could have developed such technology. We are the Eternal Dominion. We are the most advanced civilization in the galaxy. Chun unmuted her own channel. Eternal Dominion, I'm going to share something with you. Humanity discovered faster than light travel only 300 years ago. Before that, we spent most of our history fighting each other. We had 2 global wars that killed hundreds of millions. We developed nuclear weapons that could destroy our entire planet. We created biological weapons that could kill every living thing on our world. We made chemical weapons that could melt flesh from bone. She paused. We did all of this to ourselves. Because we were bored. Because we disagreed about things. Because sometimes we just wanted to see if we could. The alien was quiet. When we finally united and reached the stars, Chun continued, we brought all that creativity with us. We made our weapons better, faster, more efficient. We developed shields that can withstand the heat of a sun. We built artificial intelligences that can calculate 1 billion combat scenarios per second. We created soldiers enhanced with genetic modifications, cybernetic implants, and powered exoskeletons. Lieutenant Park pulled up a holographic display showing a Terran Marine in full combat armor. The armor was sleek and black, covered in weapon systems. It stood 3 meters tall and could level a building with its shoulder-mounted weapons. This is one of our basic infantry soldiers, Chine said. Not special forces, not elite units, just a regular Marine. Their armor can survive a direct hit from a plasma weapon. Their rifles fire self-guiding rounds that can track a target through walls. They carry enough firepower to destroy your entire landing force. The alien transmission crackled. This cannot be true. If you are so powerful, why have we never heard of you? Chun smiled. Because we have only been out here for 300 years. Because your space is far from ours. And because, frankly, nobody important has bothered to mention you. There was a long pause. Then a different alien voice came through. It sounded older and more tired. I am High Commander Vexer of the Eternal Dominion. I have ruled our military forces for 200 years. In all that time, I have never encountered a species that did not tremble at our approach. I do not know if you are lying or telling the truth, but I would like to see proof. Chun nodded. Fair enough. Lieutenant Park, fire a warning shot. Something small. Aim for that asteroid about 10,000 kilometers off their port side. Park grinned and tapped her console. A thin beam of light shot from the Wanderer. It crossed the distance in an instant and struck the asteroid. The asteroid, which was roughly the size of a mountain, simply vanished. There was no explosion, no debris. The antimatter round had converted every atom of the asteroid into pure energy, which then dissipated into space. Silence stretched for 30 seconds. That was your small weapon? High Commander Vexer asked. Our point defense cannon, Park confirmed. We use it to shoot down incoming missiles. It is the weakest weapon on the ship. Another long pause. High Commander, Chun said gently, I want you to understand something. We are not here to conquer you. We are not here to destroy you. The Terran Union has strict rules about first contact with less advanced civilizations. We are supposed to observe and document, not interfere. Less advanced, Vexer repeated. We have ruled for 50,000 years. And in 50,000 years, You have reached the technology level that we had about 600 years ago, Chun said. I am not saying this to insult you. I am saying this because it is true. You need to understand your position before you go around threatening Terran vessels. What would have happened if you were a military ship? Vexer asked quietly. Rodriguez answered. If we were a military vessel, and you had made those threats, we would have destroyed your ship in approximately 4 seconds. Then we would have traced your transmission back to your homeworld. Then we would have sent a strongly worded complaint to your government. Terrans do not like being threatened. And if your government did not apologize appropriately, Chun added, the complaint would have been followed by a fleet. And that fleet would have been followed by ground forces. And within a month, the Eternal Dominion would have been the briefly existing Dominion. Vexer was silent for a long time. When the alien spoke again, the voice was humble. Captain Chun, I believe I owe you an apology. And perhaps I owe my people a warning. We have made certain assumptions about our place in the galaxy. Those assumptions appear to be incorrect. Chai nodded. High Commander, may I make a suggestion? Please, stop threatening every ship you encounter. Some of them might be less patient than we are. Also, consider joining the galactic community. It is a loose organization of spacefaring species. They share technology and knowledge. The more advanced species help the less advanced ones. Humanity joined about 200 years ago, when we were much weaker than we are now. There are species more advanced than humanity? Vexer asked. Chun smiled. High Commander, humanity is somewhere in the middle of the pack. There are species out there that make us look like children playing with sticks. The universe is very large and very old. The Eternal Dominion has only explored a tiny corner of it. There was a thoughtful pause. Captain Chun, I thank you for your wisdom and your patience. You could have destroyed us. You could have laughed at us and left us in our ignorance. Instead, you have given us valuable information and advice. This is not something we would have done for a weaker species. That is why you have ruled for 50,000 years and only conquered 1,000,000 worlds, Chun said. Cooperation is more effective than conquest. Allies are more valuable than subjects. It took humanity a long time to learn that lesson. We hope you learn it faster than we did. The massive pyramid ship slowly turned away from the Wanderer. As it prepared to leave, one final transmission came through. Captain Chun, when you first heard our declaration, your crew began making those strange sounds. You called it laughing. What exactly is that? Chun grinned. Laughing is something humans do when we find something funny, when something amuses us, when reality does not match our expectations in a surprising way. And our declaration amused you? High Commander, with respect, your entire empire amuses us, but do not feel bad. Humans laugh at everything. We laugh at danger. We laugh at death. We laugh at ourselves most of all. It is how we cope with a universe that often makes no sense. There was a pause. Then, unexpectedly, a sound came through the transmission. It was rough and awkward, but it was unmistakably an attempt at laughter. Perhaps, High Commander Vexer said, we have much to learn from each other. The pyramid ship jumped to light speed and vanished. Captain Chun leaned back in her chair and smiled. Set a course for the next system, she ordered, and make a note in the log. First contact with the Eternal Dominion. Status: hilarious but ultimately productive. The Wanderer turned and accelerated into the stars, carrying its crew of laughing humans deeper into the unknown.